Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everybody?
All right, so what do you have for us?
Well, let's go with the Godzilla news first because the Star Wars news, I think, is a bit bigger.
Okay.
So there were a couple of stories for Godzilla King of the Monsters that came out, and the first one is actually one that sounds really interesting.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of a misinterpretation going on here, so that's why I kind of wanted to clarify it.
Okay.
So it has been confirmed that in Godzilla King of the Monsters, there are going to be some practical effects used, specifically with the monsters, apparently. Now, as soon as this article came out, like an hour or two later, some news sites started reporting that they're going to be using pseudomation for the monsters.
Like walking around.
Yeah, that is not happening. That's not happening. They're not using pseudomation. The monsters are still going to be CGI.
Right.
What they're saying is that there are going to be some practical effects associated with the monsters. So what I'm assuming is they're going to either have like the destruction effect, like if a building gets knocked over,
Okay.
or if like one of their claws goes through a building, specifically Godzilla, because he's really the only one that has claws. But if like one of them lands on a building and it crumbles, I'm assuming that some of the rubble will be real,
Right.
not like real building rubble, but Hollywood equivalents of building rubble. And maybe if there's a scene involving Godzilla or Mothra, maybe they'll build something that looks like his claw that the actors can react to or something.
So will they just build the guy in the suit just getting thrown into a building?
Probably not.
Oh, but just like a hand destroying? That's weird, isn't it?
Well, not really, because when they did Transformers, the first one,
right.
They made like an Optimus Prime shaped blue screen effect.
Okay.
So that the actors could look at what they were acting against,
Okay.
So I'm assuming they're going to do it like that.
Okay.
They're probably going to do other things as well that are practical, but from what I'm getting here is that the CGI is not going to be completely rampant in this movie. It's going to be.
So in other words, there's going to be a human person and that destroys the building, but they superimpose a computer-generated graphic of Godzilla or whoever over that body?
I'm assuming maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair.
So, I mean, it sounds cool to me.
Me too.
I'm happy with it. Any practical effects that they use are fine with me, as long as they look good and they're done correctly.
Okay.
But I don't dislike CGI. So I mean, if they came out and they said the whole thing's going to be CGI, as long as it was well done,
right,
I'm not going to complain.
All right, that's fine with me too.
The other news that we got today, was that Randy Havens, who played the science teacher in Stranger Things, he has been cast in Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Interesting.
And it looks like he's confirmed to be some sort of Monarch agent.
Okay. I'm fine with that because 11 never really interacted with him, so okay. That's fine.
So, yeah, I mean, so the cast, again, along with the
two Stranger Things people.
News, yes, two Stranger Things actors are in this, an actor and an actress are in this movie.
Right, I'm fine with that.
This cast is shaping up to be pretty good. I thought the Skull Island cast was really good, but I'm starting to think this one might be a bit better.
Okay. I have a question about, we're going to go to Star Wars?
You want to? Yeah.
Oh, we can still talk about Godzilla.
Well, that was really it with Godzilla,
okay.
but we can.
I have a question, well, let's go into the pictures. I have a question for you about Carrie Fisher and her picture with her real-life daughter.
Yes.
Because I'm having a feeling that, here's a stretch, okay? I know there's going to be an oh my god moment in, I guess, at the end of The Last Jedi.
Apparently.
What are the odds that Princess Leia, even though she didn't have a second kid, had adopted a kid? Sort of like her father adopted her.
That's actually already happened, sort of.
Oh?
Yes. Not officially like that, but similar. Hold on one second.
Interesting. Oh.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Basically what had happened is in the story Bloodline, in the book Bloodline, there is a character named Greer Sonnel who used to be a racer with Han Solo's team, because he developed a career in racing a little while after Return of the Jedi. And Greer Sonnel was one of his teammates, and in fact she was almost like an adopted daughter to him because they just got along so well.
Right.
And she knows so much about ships and racing, like he is,
Okay.
like that. She developed a sickness called bloodburn, which is in the Star Wars universe is a very dangerous condition, but one can live with it if they manage it properly.
Okay.
And because of this condition, she could no longer race.
Oh.
So Han felt so bad for her that he told Leia about her, and Leia said, okay, so she could become one of my political advisors
Okay.
in the New Republic. And they grow so close together that she's almost like her adopted daughter.
Okay.
I don't think it's impossible.
Well, what about real life daughter? Is she going to be connected to the character that way, or?
I know she's supposed to have a bigger role, I think, in this one and possibly in 9 as well.
Okay.
I could see them saying that she was like a mother to her, but I don't know if they're going to say she adopted her. But if she had an adopted child, that doesn't like destroy canon or anything.
No, but I'm saying if say something happens and she's about to die, and that character is there, and she's like, mother, and then like Kylo Ren's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, mother, like I'm the son,
yeah,
or some crap. I mean, like,
it.
then it's like, who the hell are you, type of thing, and then next thing you know, you're like, what the hell is this? And then you're questioning things, and then you find out she's not really. I mean, she is, because she was adopted. I mean, maybe it's a thing where she gets adopted. I mean, after how many years is he separated from his mother, Kylo Ren? Like 10 years or no?
I'm trying to think. He was 23 in Bloodline.
Right.
And he's been training with Luke for a while. I don't think we have a specific number.
Chris, hold on. Just give me 1 second. Somebody call me on there. But is it a possibility that she could play an adopted daughter? And I'm just going to leave it at that for a second. Go ahead.
Sure. I would say it's possible that she's like an adopted daughter. I don't think she's going to be, but I think she's definitely somebody who is inspired by Leia and who Leia kind of looks to as, the potential future of the Resistance and by extension, the New Republic. We know that she's supposed to have a bigger role in this movie, like I said.
Right.
However, I don't know if they're gonna potentially make her an adopted daughter, but I think they're definitely gonna have a close relationship in this film.
There's got to be some type of connection, because look at the picture that they took. I mean, I know they're not going to just take a picture for Star Wars purposes unless she has a huge, huge, huge role.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something with that. Could she actually be a daughter, or no?
No. They
can't make it that like she's an actual, she actually gave birth to her?
Nope.
No, not in canon.
Not unless they, I mean, I say no, but Disney can do whatever they want.
Right, so it is possible.
It is, but the thing is, though, they would have to go to, at that point, they would have to go through their list of things that they said are canon and then start saying, well, this is canon, this isn't canon, this,
I mean, so they might not give a crap, because look how they wipe stuff out half the times anyway.
Yeah, but the authors that they hire for these things, they actually keep them pretty close to the chest.
Okay.
And Rian Johnson had a hand in writing part of Bloodline. Like, he oversaw part of it, so that's definitely canon. And in that book, it said she only had one child.
Okay, so now there's no way there's not even going to be an adopted then.
No.
Okay. All right.
Probably
Well,
not.
so I mean, we don't know, but maybe show. Well, could we show those pictures? Do you have those pictures? I showed them before, but I just want to see if we could show them without.
Yeah, I think we can. There's two specific ones that I want to show.
They're Vanity Fair, right?
Yeah. The two specific ones that I was interested in talking about were we finally have a picture of Benicio del Toro's character and also of Laura Dern's character. Now, Benicio del Toro's character is said to be, his nickname is DJ, which is a rumor that we heard a little while ago that's been confirmed.
I mean, he's an event. I think we showed these before.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that one. That's great. But there was separate pictures.
There's ones that came out today.
Yeah.
That Ray one on top there is one of them. But
who is this now? Oh, that's Kennedy.
That's
right?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, that's Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah. Okay, that was all.
So this DJ character is said to be on a new Star Wars planet called Canto Bight.
Okay.
Which is said to be some sort of like rich casino kind of planet, apparently.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, the rumor is that this DJ character is actually a character called Duquesne, and he's someone who stole the Millennium Falcon. So
Duquesne steals the Millennium Falcon.
Now, if you remember in Episode 7, remember when he asks who had it, and Han Solo says Duquesne?
Right.
That's who he was talking about.
Oh, so Duquesne stole it, dropped it off of money.
Well, someone stole it after Duquesne. So that's what Ray says anyway. So whether or not that's true or not, who knows? But apparently he's going to be in a pretty major role in this movie.
All right, I'm just going to show him I'm just going to show a picture of him.
Yeah.
This is him. Right?
Yes, that's him.
So he steals the Millennium Falcon and he brings it to
well, he stole
He stole it and brings it to Jakku, right?
No, he didn't bring it to Jakku.
Okay.
He stole it, and then someone after him stole it.
Okay,
and then they brought it to.
So he stole it, and somebody stole it from him.
Apparently, that's what Ray said. Anyway, in 7. So
that's getting a little complicated, but okay.
Yeah. Now that's just a rumor. He might not be this Duquesne character, but it seems pretty. I think it's kind of funny that he's playing some sort of low-life character, and Ray and Luke are apparently going to this planet at some point.
So is he going to be the replacement Han Solo type of role, or not really?
Apparently he's a villain in the movie, so
he's a villain.
I don't think so. Now, Laura Dern's character, I can't remember her name, but I believe she's some sort of admiral or something in the Resistance.
Okay.
And it's very interesting because the way she dresses reminds me of another character from Bloodline named Lady Carice Syndion, who was described very similar, like she's supposed to look very similar to this character. Yes, that's Laura Dern's character.
Look at the dress and everything. What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. This Lady Carice Syndion character, she dresses almost the same way. And she's described to be the same kind of like highfalutin kind of thing.
Like elegant, not getting your hand dirty, but yet she's ahead of the what? The Resistance?
She's a part of the Resistance, and she's a high-ranking member of the Resistance, apparently.
But she's dressed up like she's going to a dinner party.
Exactly.
Wow. So is she like the rich sec of the... I mean, I don't know what the hell that is.
I have a funny feeling she's a double agent.
Okay.
I think she's actually with the First Order. I don't know that for sure. Lady Carice Syndion was. This character is a different character.
Right.
So.
And this is the opera thing, right?
This is supposed to, I believe, on Canto Bight, or something like that.
Canto Bight. And this guy here, isn't he the guy that's holding the little creature? Wasn't he the guy that was in Arrow, or the villain, or Damien Dark, or something? Or he was
I don't watch Arrow, so I don't know.
All right. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Okay. We'll find out from our viewers, I guess. Looks like almost like Lady Gaga's there or something.
Now,
Weird.
that opera, I've heard some people say that it's on a different planet, but I'm going out on a limb here and saying that it's probably Canto Bight.
Canto Bight.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, this is a mix and mingle of First Order and Resistance, or not really?
We don't know for sure what it is.
What the hell that is?
I don't think it's either, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think it's a New Republic kind of thing, but they're,
I'm glad they're doing different stuff. Because I don't want to see a carbon copy of, like, Empire or, like, let's see different planets. Let's see different civilizations, cultures. I don't want to see, like, all that stuff again and over and over and over again, So I want to see new things. And I'm glad we got that.
Right.
Canto Bight. Okay.
There's another small piece of news, too, that just kind of connects to the trailer. In one of those pictures, there's a picture of Luke and Rey together, and it shows that Luke's mechanical hand is covered by a brown glove.
Okay.
That glove is seen in the trailer, and it's the hand that touches the Jedi symbol from the book that we see at the beginning of the trailer. Okay. So that's Luke, I'm assuming, because obviously it's the same glove. So that's kind of interesting, that we're going to see him read one of these books or something.
So they purposely show the glove on purpose. I said purposely, but
I think so. Yeah.
Right there, there's the glove.
Yep. There it is.
So they show it on purpose. All right. So that's interesting.
We also saw. There's two pictures. There's one
a
on
Chewbacca
the cover.
one, right?
Yeah. There's one on the cover there, and there's another one of Kylo Ren's new outfit, and basically it's the same outfit, just with the long cape. I think he looks cool. It's not much of a change, but somebody made a good point. They said that this is going to be the first Star Wars movie that's not going to have some sort of time jump in between 7 and 8. It's not going to have a time jump.
Right.
Apparently 8 picks up literally where 7 leaves off.
Yes.
So it makes sense that they don't look different, that they didn't change their outfits or anything like that. They're going to look very similar, if not the same. Another thing about that, too, in that, or on the cover that has Kylo Ren, General Hux, and Captain Phasma, Phasma has her helmet removed.
Yeah, what's that about?
Which I guess they're going to do that in the movie. And someone pointed out that really good eyes. I missed it the first 2 times I saw it. She's holding some sort of spear.
Oh.
So I guess she's got a new weapon in this film. I guess she really is going to get into like a melee fight or something, and she's not just going to have that blaster.
I mean, let's just go to her for a second. Yeah, she looks like she's angry. Like she's not hiding behind the mask anymore. She wants to see Finn. She wants to kill him. Something. I mean, look at her.
I think she's going to have a major fight with Finn in this film.
Okay.
I really do.
So she probably takes the mask off and try and chucks it and like just whatever.
Yeah, and what would be interesting? One or the other. They could do both if they really wanted to. It would be cool if her staff was lightsaber resistant. Like it was like a vibro blade.
Yeah. Like the
a
traitor
vibro
guy?
Staff. Yeah. Something like that, because I don't think Finn's gonna have a lightsaber in this film, but it would be a kind of a cool, oh shit moment if like Rey fought her and she blocked the lightsaber with that.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see some more lightsaber resistant weapons, because they really haven't done a lot with that.
It's funny. I on the Supergirl finale, the character that's called Mon-El, who's like a Daxamite, which is a sister planet to Krypton. So he has the same powers as Supergirl almost.
Yeah.
But he has a weakness to lead. Anyway, that's supposed to be Supergirl's boyfriend. His people had attacked, like his mother attacked, and they had those baton things like Star Wars.
Oh, so
when they're going after them, they go, traitor! They had the same baton because they did it like an honor to Star Wars.
Sure.
Because they're Star Wars fans and Doctor Who fans. So they're like, traitor! And then he takes the baton and he starts fighting like 5 guys with it or whatever. And it's like a thing off the Star Wars thing, which was pretty hysterical. And then Supergirl told the cyborg Superman guy, could you do your R2 thing a little faster? And he had like a thing that he stuck in like a spike, like R2, and they had like the thing
Wow.
almost look like it to turn the thing. I thought that was hysterical. And then of course they had a doctor who references, I think, in Flash to change the neutron flow or whatever. So that's pretty interesting. So that's what we had, the traitor moment, which was cool. Yeah, I'm psyched, man. I can't. I mean, you know, it'll be here soon enough. Star Wars, man. It looks great.
I think we're also going to be getting another trailer sooner rather than later.
Well, we got trailers today when it came to Homecoming.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't know if you want to talk about that on here.
Sure.
Okay, so I guess there was when the posters hit and stuff like that of Spider-Man Homecoming. I guess there was an effect that people in Marvel weren't expecting, and a lot of people shared their thoughts, and they said, "Oh, cool, Iron Man 8 poster," and it's like, and all over the place, it's like Iron Man 8, because I guess they're counting the 3 Iron Man movies and the Avenger movies, and then I guess whatever. So this would be Iron Man 8 or whatever. So I think it's hysterical that they did that. And when you see the trailers, you could see why, right? I mean, supposedly Gwyneth Paltrow's in it. So there's going to be a moment of connectability with Iron Man franchise. His best friend's in it, which is a teacher now, I guess, in the school, right? So the Vulture is an ex-employee of Stark Enterprises or whatever, right? So he's not even really, Adrian Toomes is not even really Spider-Man's villain. He's a villain of Stark. So the whole thing is like another Iron Man movie with Spider-Man just thrown in. And again, we talked about this before, if you remember, Chris.
Yeah.
We were worried about that a lot. And now what even more worries me, and again, I like the trailer, don't get me wrong, the 2 trailers, I did like them, but that suit is like an Iron Spider almost, where it's like a Jarvis suit.
Yeah.
And the thing that got me really pissed was when the computer said, you have 564 combinations of web, right? Which pissed me off like really bad, because I'm like, come on, really? This kid who's in high school is going to remember 564 combinations of different web fluid things? Like, you really have 500 and something web things in there? And isn't he supposed to be the one that invented the web shooters to begin with?
Well, he did.
So, like, they just enhancing it now? Like Stark?
I think they're going to streamline, because if you remember in Civil War, he made the original ones, and I'm assuming he also made the formula for them as well.
Right. So now they're going to just say that they took his design and went wild with it? Yeah,
that's what I'm getting out of it anyway.
I just don't like that Tony Stark has anything to do with that. But
you know what I wonder, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but
yeah,
I wonder if this has something to do with like the deal between Marvel and Sony. I wonder if they're using this as an opportunity not only to, get Spider-Man over, but to also make sure that people know that this is their property, so they're putting one of their major characters in it.
So in other words, if they're going to do a Spider-Man movie, they're going to have to do without the suit?
No, like I'm saying, like from the story that I heard, you know how when they made Who Framed Roger Rabbit, there was a scene where they had Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny on the screen at the same time?
Okay, something like that, right?
Right. I think the deal was that they had to be on the screen for the same amount of time, and like one couldn't like one up the other or anything like that.
Right.
This is a story I heard a while ago, so I don't know if it's true or not. But
right.
I have a feeling that maybe something similar is going on. Like, they're making a Spider-Man movie, but to make sure that people know that this is in the MCU and not to get it confused with anything else, and to say that Sony can use to keep Sony from using this Spider-Man, I guess.
Well, we told about that. Because remember we were saying that Tom Holland would love to do Sony movies?
Yeah.
And Mark was like, he's off.
I'm wondering if maybe as a a way to back this up, they put one of their bigger MCU characters in there to be like, this is our movie.
But the only thing with that is he going to be in the second one too?
Probably.
Oh, come on.
Or maybe it'll be somebody else. Maybe it'll be Captain America.
Like he'll fight the Hulk or something?
Maybe. You know what it is? And this is really story-wise. I mean, this is a result of them not having access to Spider-Man years ago. You know what I'm saying? Had they had the access to Spider-Man in like 2008, 2009, we probably would have seen a Spider-Man movie that was just contained within itself, you know, and maybe these other characters don't show up, but it's still a part of the MCU, you know, like they were doing back then with subtle hints that, oh yeah, he'll be an Avenger one day. The thing is, though, he came in so late that we have so many established heroes that it's like, yeah, of course they're going to get involved because he's in New York, and so is Tony Stark. And,
so he'll bump into Hulk, he'll bump into Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, whoever.
The only way that you would be able to get around that is if you put Spider-Man in another city, which is unheard of.
Right.
Hong Kong. But, you know.
Hong Kong.
Yeah. But I agree with you. I think one of the detractions, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but the detractions of one of this movie is going to be that there's too much Iron Man. It's so much Iron Man.
Oh, definitely.
It's almost like, I got to tell you, too, I mean, as much as I liked the scene, when he says, give me the suit, I'm like, leave the movie.
Yeah, get out.
You don't belong here.
Get the hell out of my movie. Right. Right. And my thing is that, you know, I don't want to see anybody. I said this in a previous cast. I don't want to see any Avenger in the next one. I want it to be him. Because I am a huge Spider-Man fan, and I have a massive problem with, in my view, and it's different from other writers that took over the book, he started when everybody started. Okay, 1962, 1963. They all started at the same time. I don't care if Iron Man is older or whatever, and I don't care if he's younger. He don't need any of them to train him for anything. So when I get like these writers that they took over the book like 10 years ago, and they try to write a storyline after he's been Spider-Man for like 45 years, that, oh, Iron Man's going to show him something, or Iron Man's going to take him under his wing, and then all of a sudden he needs a father figure, right? I get pissed off because I'm like, I don't believe that because he's been Spider-Man for 45 years, right? But in Marvel time, it's, 10 years. But I'm like, no. And I never agreed with the whole Civil War thing at all. I was always against it because I was like, he would never reveal his identity to the world. He would never, so I don't want to get off track and topic, but I don't like it that Spider-Man has to be second fiddle to anybody. He's my main comic book guy, and he doesn't need anybody. So when I see this stuff, I get pissed off because I'm like, I'm really watching another Iron Man movie. I mean, and again, Sony should be jumping up for joy because they're like, this is great. Iron Man 4. I mean, they're going to have the whole thing that wasn't resolved in Iron Man with Gwyneth Paltrow, his friend that almost was killed. All this stuff is going to be in this movie. And it's like, not his movie. So I'm like, whatever. That's my rant, Chris.
I agree. Now, of course, I think this is going to be a good movie.
Oh, me
I
too.
think it's going to be good. But when I saw that scene of Iron Man showing up and saving the boat, I was like, oh.
Yeah, he's like,
okay.
Oh, I can't have you do this anymore in my city.
Yeah.
It's like, your city. Because Iron Man was always in, like, California or, like, in the comics and stuff. Now he's in New York. It's like,
I think it would have been better if, Spider-Man got people off the ship, and whatnot, but the ship still sank. Like, nobody died, but the ship still sank, and he came that close to failing.
Right.
And then he realizes, I can't just rush into things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let him learn these things on his own.
Right.
Rather than having someone come up and be like, you see what you did?
Yeah, but you know what I don't like, too? I don't like that he's fighting the villain and the suit makes the determination that he's going to die and pops the parachute out without him doing anything. There was a scene. You saw that scene?
I didn't actually.
Yeah, the suit just they popped the parachute out of his back so he don't die. And I'm saying to myself, this is pissing me off.
That's another thing. And you
There's
said
two
this
trailers.
before I
You saw
did.
the two trailers?
I didn't see the newer one,
okay.
no. But you said this before I did, and I agree with you now. Back then I didn't, but now I do. I'm okay with, the eyes moving and the web shooters being advanced and maybe the suit being made out of something that's a bit stronger than, normal cloth. But how many things are they going to put into this suit to the point where it stops becoming a Spider-Man suit and it becomes the Iron Spider suit?
Correct, and it's interfering with his spider sense.
Yeah.
So, like, a parachute popping up without him knowing about it, like, that's going to screw him up. Because he's going to be able to try to find a way to land or web shoot or whatever. And the suit, how does it have all this capability? That's just a little bit extreme. I mean, is it like an oxygen tank, too? Could he go underwater and swim?
I remember back in when I watched a 90s cartoon, he had some advanced technology, but it was stuff that he made.
Right.
And it wasn't even that advanced. Like, he had the spider tracers, he had the web shooters, and then he had a flashlight on his belt.
Right.
I think that was about it.
And in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, where he was with Firestar and Iceman, was best buddies in school, right? In that cartoon universe, he saves Tony Stark, and he asks Tony Stark, he's like, if there's ever anything I could do for you, he's like, well, we do need this for our hideout. So Tony Stark supplied him with the computers and stuff, which that's why they show the thing, they press the button and the whole thing becomes like a computer room. So in the cartoon, Tony Stark gave him like computers, like to help him, but not like, create a suit for him and stuff like that. So, so they could pinpoint danger and stuff.
Yeah, I think maybe they're taking a little too much, like too many liberties with the suit.
Yeah. If they would have did that, where they limited his involvement and the only thing he did was like something minuscule, like Tony Stark, that would have been fine. But this whole, and again, somebody joked about it today. That's like, yeah, well, Hawkeye didn't get the memo. Because Hawkeye's like, yeah, you go through that door, you're an Avenger, the Scarlet Witch, and then and then it's like Paul Peter Parker has to like do all this stuff to become an Avenger, and it's still never good enough with Tony Stark. Yeah, so it's like, that's great. I have a feeling he's going to tell Tony Stark goodbye at the end, like I don't need you in your suit. But the only thing I'm disappointed with is he's probably going to defeat the Vulture with that crappy suit. Which I really visually, that's stupid looking to see.
I think you're probably right because I was walking through Target a couple of days ago, and I saw my friends and I saw the Spider-Man figures that are out, and that suit is actually one of the figures that they made.
And that's what I was worried about because I want to see him in the final battle with the cool suit, and we're not going to get that. It's almost the equivalent of him putting a bag over his head, and that's really, to me, that's bad because they should have figured that out better, or at least have the same face mask or something. But like to make him look like a garbage man Spider-Man, like low budget, out of the dollar store he made the costume, fighting the villain, like, and then he defeats him. That's gonna look really bad on camera.
I think that maybe they jumped the gun with that trailer, showing him fighting the Vulture in that suit. I think maybe they should have kept that quiet,
Yeah.
And then, made people think that he was going to fight him in the in the suit that Stark gave him. But, but to be honest with you, there's a part of me that's like, maybe it's better that he fights him in that suit because it's not going to have all the Stark tech in it.
I know, but it looks like crap.
I know, but
look,
I mean,
I'm saying this. I understand he's going to make his own suit, but he always made his own suit good. Couldn't they have done better with the mask or something at least?
You just gave me an idea. Maybe at the end of the movie, he tells Stark to take some of the stuff out of the suit because he wants to
do it by
himself. Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a twofold thing. Like he learns his lesson. He completes his arc in the movie, and then part of it is he tells Stark to take out some of the stuff so he can be his own hero.
Because could anybody remember in when you're fighting someone to the death and you're gonna fall and die from being thrown off the top height? Could you remember 564 different web combinations in 3 seconds?
I wouldn't, but I
mean, oh my God, 248, and it's like, you know, it's like
we are talking about Peter Parker here.
I know he's a genius, but that's ridiculous. There isn't. I mean, the whole thing in the comics, like, yes, he could advance the web fluid, but he didn't because someone was hurt by it, so that's why he never does. But if he ever did, it was like 3 or 4 different things. Like the web would be a resistance against electricity for Electro.
Oh, yeah.
Or be resistance against this thing.
It would harden if he was fighting.
But 500 and some odd things is extreme. And where are you gonna? How are you gonna do that? I mean, is there a machine in the suit that makes the webbing that way? And it looks thin to me. It doesn't look like a bulk of armor. So I mean, that's kind of like ridiculous. Like almost like when the sonic screwdriver just creates force fields and stuff with Doctor. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I'm not happy with it. I want the suit gone. I want him to have his own suit, but I want it to look good, though. You know? I mean, I don't think that's too much to ask.
Well, think about this, right? Could you imagine if, like, the Venom symbiote took over his suit that Stark gave him? It would have, like, all this technology incorporated into it.
But the suit would emit a sonic thing because it would scan it for weaknesses. And the symbiote would never be able to bond with it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man does not have, and this is not, you know what I could see happening in this? I could see that he gives the suit back to Tony Stark, and, you know, he has a suit that's similar but doesn't do anything. And then at the end, you see Tony Stark going over this. He's like, well, the Vulture almost did this, but I can make one better. And then they show him in a glass case, the Iron Spider suit.
Oh, yeah.
That
we're definitely going to see that.
That could be an after credits thing, like, for the future. That, you know, that's what I think anyway. But.
I wouldn't be surprised if they allude to that in Infinity War.
See that, you know what I thought? I thought that his suit's going to get damaged, and then whatever place they're on, Battleworld or whatever, he's like, yeah, kid, don't worry about it. I brought you the suit. Meaning that I know you gave it back to me, but I don't think you can object wearing the suit. Otherwise, you're going to be running around in your underwear. You know, so I think that's what's probably going to happen. You know, that would have been a perfect thing to introduce Venom. If they, but now we're not going to get that, or maybe we will see the symbiotes. But then, and maybe that could be in the second movie. But then it goes away. But then Sony will confuse you by just doing a Venom movie. I don't know, because I always thought that was the original plan for Tom Holland. They're going to introduce Venom right away. So I don't know. Too many things, but Homecoming, great trailer. Just too much Iron Man for my taste. You know, and I had the problem with that too. I don't want this new generation of people to think that's where Spider-Man's going to be, because when they become writer for Spider-Man 20, 30 years from now, he's going to be having a freaking armor suit and everything. And they're gonna think that's the way it's gonna have to be. I don't want that.
You know what this suit is like? I just thought of.
What?
It's like the Spider-Man Unlimited suit.
Oh, God.
Without the cape.
Yeah. Jesus. Well, at least we don't need Iron Man 4 now.
Yeah, right.
We got it. And at least Sony paid. Did Sony pay for the actors, or was it Marvel?
That's a good question. I actually don't know.
Who paid for Gwyneth Paltrow? Because I know Marvel didn't want to bring her in. I mean, who did the script? Was it Sony or was it like Marvel? Was it both?
I think they both had a hand in it.
Because they didn't want to pay Gwyneth Paltrow at all. They're so cheap for the other movies. They don't want any of the girlfriends. You notice that? all the superheroes are single because they don't want to pay the girlfriends to be in the movie.
I know Natalie Portman kind of got an attitude, so that's why they didn't bring her back.
Well, I got to tell you, when she found out that she would be She-Thor, because somebody's like, hey, shut up, because look at this. And she's reading, she's like, oh my God, I have the powers of Thor. That means sequels and bigger money. So then she's like, oh, I want to return. And this is the newest thing now. She wants in. Because she knows that if they do that, she will be Thor.
I just don't see them doing that.
Yeah, I hope. Well, look, we already talked about the comic thing. They said it's a failure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the fall, it's going to be undone. goodbye to all this nonsense, supposedly. Although you and I disagree, we don't think it's going to be completely restored. But anyway, we'll find out.
I just don't think that they're gonna, because they said it themselves that these characters are not going away, but they're just not going to be focused on. So.
I got to tell you, I'm going to read Secret Empire, but I've looked at some things and they just go. There's so much going on in Secret Empire. We're gonna have to do a cast on it. It's like outrageous. But I'm not even talking just about him getting the hammer and being evil and holding it. There's other stuff in there. I mean, I'm talking Avengers not giving a shit that he's with Hydra, and they're like just okay, like original Thor and Vision and all these people, and they're like, he's Captain America, fuck it. And it's like, whoa. I mean, he's fighting evil, but Hydra's evil. But in the moment, they're like, he's the leader, fuck it. And they're fighting like a monster, and he just like gives a signal, like, and they destroy the friggin' monster. But they didn't even like, oh yeah, we're in Hydra. No, it's just like, all right. Like, I guess to Thor, I mean, if you think about it, with him being an alien or whatever, the concept of Hydra and what, okay, Captain America, all right. So now it's like, but they just don't introduce something else that is totally crazy, which we'll talk about another time. All right. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care. Bye for now.